meditation in our spiritual master's voice. Now, let us move on to the next session. Our mentor and senior professor Balachandran is here with us to introduce our special speaker today. Over to you, Professor Balachandran. Be blessed.
Thank you, Madam. Bharati, Madam. It's a beautiful day today. It's a Mahalaya Amavasya, very important day. And then we heard the divine voice of Vethathiri Maharishi conducting the Panchabhuta Navagraha meditation. Welcome to you all to this online daily group meditation being conducted both in the mornings and evenings. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I'm seeing people from different parts of the world joining. And today, as it has always been, Saturday is a special day in our group daily meditation. And that is on Saturdays, we always invite a special person who has been closely associated with Maharishi for decades. And such persons will be sharing their wisdom with us. And today we have Aruliji Sasikumar. He's a coordinator from Canada. And he has been in association with Swamiji for about more than 20 years. The system, way back in 2000, from Vishala, Karnataka. Those people used to come in, 300, 400 people from Karnataka used to come, and Swamiji used to be thrilled when he sees this people coming from Karnataka all the way. And in 2005, Sasikumar took the Brahmanyanam from Swamiji himself. And he has been a great catalyst in developing it in Karnataka and later now in Canada. Being a coordinator, he is trying his best to take this message to North America. I warmly welcome him. And today the topic he's going to talk about is artificial intelligence and spiritual intelligence. A very topical subject. As Maharishi has been saying, that intelligence is required. But intelligence about nuclear energy, we could see that it had positive as well as negative effects. Similarly, artificial intelligence, the world is not sure what's going to happen. Unless spiritual intelligence is provided to all the people, which is the goal of Sky Yoga, things could become very bad. Now I request Sasikumarji to take over and talk on this beautiful and topical subject. Over to you, sir. Be blessed.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for that introduction. Be blessed by the divine. Oh, my master, you taught me the art of silencing my mind. In that state, when my mind stays still, a great joy springs from there. As the ultimate goal of my journey through various births, you gave me a life of constant self-awareness and peace. This is my happy news to you. Be blessed. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, you are.
Be blessed. Thank you very much. First, I'd like to thank our Divine Father, Vethathiri Maharishi, for driving me in this path of spirituality and guiding me throughout my life. I would also like to thank Professor Ravi Kumar for initiating this opportunity and Senior Professor Balachandranaya for the support. Also, I like to thank Professor Murli for being the guidance from the North America, and senior members from Canada, Professor Ilango and Dr. Sivasankaran, who have been supporting in my spiritual journey in Canada. Also, I like to thank my team members in Canada who have been trying to drive different centers here and helping the aspirants. So thanks for their constant support and motivation. Special thanks to Professor Paneer sir from Vichala Karnataka Sky Trust, with whom I started my journey. Last but not least, my life partner, Arunadhi Jayanti, and Dr. Vedarita, who have been supporting my aspirations of spiritual services in Canada, and also my parents and family members. Be blessed. Okay. Dear consciousness intellects, sky professors, faculties, and my dear aspirants. After my thanking note, while reading this topic for the day, some may feel it's going to be a technical session or a demo of technology. No, definitely not. It is only a comparative analysis of using the concepts in spirituality. In today's world, the technology has helped us immensely. Even now, we all are connected remotely. We are located geographically at different places, but connected through this technology. The same way the technology has influenced the humans and the living beings. Just to share another example in our routine life, just take an example. We are trying to book a cab. I generally use a Uber. In the earlier days, when we used the app, we used to search the location, date, time to book a cab, which was coordinated through a call center. That was the initial days. But now, take an example, I'm living on a Sunday to my meditation session. When I open the Uber app, the first listed is a place where I go every week from the last 1.5 years. That's for this meditation location. When I open the app on any weekday, like a morning time, like let's say from between Monday or Friday, I get that the office address. Similarly, in the same weekdays, when I open in the evening time, it lists me the shopping areas and any other locations that I usually travel. So how the application track my preference and choices. So that's how the technology has been empowered by the artificial intelligence. Sometimes back, you would have heard a robot or humanoid. I believe it's in Saudi Arabia. They introduced in a press conference, taking all the questions from the media. You can handle any random questions. How is it possible? Because the robots are trained with various types of questionnaires through this AI, that's the artificial intelligence. The engineers working on that AI provide all the logics and different contexts that empowers the robot. So it is prepared to handle any type of questionnaires. So that's how the AI has a bigger influence. So a robot can think, work, or do any actions like a humans with the intelligence given to it artificially. We know the intelligence comes naturally for humans, but the thoughts in an emotional state, as the greed, anger, miserliness, immoral sexual passion, vanity, and vengeance. Irrespective of these factors, we have seen people leading a yogic way of living, or we can say living with a spiritual intelligence, including our Guru Vethathiri Maharishi, many Siddhas, and many other masters. How was it possible for them? Is that unrealistic in our routine life? Again, yogic life doesn't mean that we alienate from our family and move to an isolated places like forest or Himalayas and going to a meditation. But karma yoga, that is taking care of your family, your routine duties, is importance of your life. This is where our Guru Master Vethathiri Maharishi is setting the distinction and emphasizes the importance of meditation and the introspection to both men and women who lead their family life. So yogic life along in this materialistic world, along with the family, definitely it is possible. Okay. Okay. With this as our objective of the day, let us have some thoughts on it. So before I start analyzing, I want to check some basics. I want to go like for a poll, for a vote. You can raise your hands using the app if you agree with my questions. The members who have joined here today, how many of you have been doing the exercise, meditation, Kayakalpa daily for the last 6 months continuously? Can you raise your hands? I do understand 6 months in the sense it's not practically possible. Definitely 1 or 2 days in a month, or it can keep varying. I know even if we give a buffer and we say 95%, you have been attending for 95%. At least if you do for 95% of the last 6 months, it's a big deal. So how many of you have been doing this? Yeah, good to see that. Okay, I understand the challenges. From the last 3 months, continuously, those who have been doing that from the last 3 months, exercise, meditation, Kayakalpa, good to see some additional hands rising up. Great. Okay. At least from the last 1 month, who have been doing that exercise and meditating and doing Kayakalpa. Okay. Good to see the response. Definitely, there are aspirants who are looking at this as a way of life. Definitely, you have been doing the basics right, so we should stick to that. So one of the essentials for the spiritual intelligence is following the basic religiously and continuously. Like, just an example, like when you join a today we are graduated and we have been working in different scope of our life in different professions. But when our parents had admitted us for the first standard when we began our school, we did not know why we are in that the first standard or the first grade, and why we are learning those alphabets. We never knew. There was no any reason. We were just following the things that were instructed by our faculties, teachers, and the parents. But later we will realize why those were the basics. The same way here, I do understand Maharishi keeps repeatedly saying that Solal Mattum Nambade Swayamai Sindhite Telugu. You don't need to believe it, okay? But you need to realize on your own. Here you don't need to really uh, means accept on a longer term. But the point here is like the basics can be done when we say about these physical exercise and the meditation. That's going to set up your initial steps. Okay. Thank you for the responses. I'm really happy to see that. Okay. So one more thing, when we say yogic, like we should not imagine that the yogic way of living or living with spiritual intelligence is a complex process and unrealistic. It is very simple that we live with consciousness and to the roots. That's it. This consciousness should be for 24/7. The way we try to retain the consciousness is what we will analyze. In our spiritual journey, one of the key searches is about the God. You would have heard from different philosophers, masters, guru, the statement of the God. So, as others, the masters, even our master has defined the human or me minus sin, that is, the sin is removed out of us, then we can find the God within ourselves. Definitely, it is a larger topic of discussion. I try to scope it within our today's agenda. So, the sin, which is nothing but the imprints, is the one we need to understand. This imprint is the key decider on your thoughts, actions, and speech. Coming back to the robots, just for the imaginary purpose, okay. These imprints are the programs written by the engineers, which reflect for robots as their actions and speech. Means they are in control of the engineers' coding techniques. But for humans, these imprints are the instinct in nature. Our guru has put it in very simple words. தனக்கோ பிறர்க்கோ தற்காலத்திலோ பிற்காலத்திலோ சொல்லாலோ செயலாலோ எண்ணத்தாலோ ஒருவருக்கு துன்பம் ஏற்படில், that's what we call it as a bad imprint. In the same way, the good imprint. So it's like, if either for you or for the others, through the either by body or for life, either through action or thoughts, if incurs as a pain, it's going to be a bad imprint. And if it results in good deed, it's going to be a good imprints. Irrespective, okay, maybe we may be imagining that these are only for the bigger or stronger activities or the thoughts, but it doesn't work like that. Okay, it's all even related to the simpler and easier things. Even the simplest things are recorded or stored. Where they are stored? In our genetic center, the biomagnetic center, which is present below our spinal cord. If someone is new to this system, the scientific explanation of genetic center you can refer our Maharishi books and speeches from senior professors and find that. These records are not only from our activities alone, it is also from the thoughts. Even the simplest thoughts also can record these activities or record it. We are also carrying from our parents, our forefathers, all the way from the first human, and it extends from the living beings, from the first sense, which it all means from the plants till the fifth sense of animals. Take an example, if you would have observed If a person has been tied up with all his legs and hands, when he thinks to harm others, he may even try to use his mouth to bite or hurt others. So this character is an example of an imprint we carried from the other senses, the animals, okay, which has been carried and has moved into the humans. Okay. So when people are in excited mindset, they dance. It's another example, which is probably an inheritance from a peacock. Okay, our Maharishi used to share this example. Like this, we have carried different imprints from a different timelines and different senses and from the ancestor parts. So these are classified by our ancestors as Sanchita Karma, Prarabdha Karma, and Akami Karma. So what does it mean by Sanchita Karma? Sanchita Karma is the imprints we carry immediately from our parents. We all have come into existence from one cell of the father and one cell of the mother. It is not only the physical structure, we carry their imprints as well. Our guru generally refers to an example of a mango tree. If you see the structure of the tree, with the trunks, the branches, the leaves, the fruit, and its taste, everything is in store in one single seed. When you look at that seed, it does not show all these characters, but over a period of time, it reflects all these hidden characteristics. Similarly, every living being, including the humans, does not carry only the physical structure, but all the imprints. Apart from resembling like one of our parents, we also carry few of their characters, which is referred as the Sanchita Karma. This is how we can try to put it in a simple words. But the same way, a Praratva Karma, any action or activities taught by words, by ourselves, okay, from since a 3-month old, that's where our Maharishi refers as, recorded as a Praratma Karma. On a lighter side, okay, if we try to think about a food that we had for a lunch last week, can we remember? Challenging, right? Then how about 3 weeks back on a Sunday, we had a lunch, even the last month? Definitely we cannot remember, even though one of our favorite action of being an eating. Then how will we remember the actions which has affected us, others, since our childhood? But we cannot escape from it because all are recorded in our own record. And we keep recalling, and you would have heard from our forefathers and our parents, our grannies, who keep saying that there is one who is looking from up to you on all your actions. Yes, that is not on outside, it is within ourselves on these imprints. When you compare these two karmas, you can understand that your parents is your parents' praratma karma is your sanchita karma, and your praratma karma is going to be your children's sanchita karma. This link will continue to exist, and your actions, your activities, and karma which you are defining will be a critical player for the future generation. So when you take Akami Karma, it is a new response or a new record you are imposing out of a new situation, which is the result of these two Sanchita and Prarabdha. So why we need to understand these karmas or imprints? This is the starting line for your objective for leading to live a yogic life or with the spiritual intelligence. This is going to be the starting point. So this is where we need a spiritual master. At this point, really, I want to call out here that we all are gifted to get a generous and kind-hearted master like our Maharishi. It is in fact, a reflection of our good Sanchita karma or good imprints, whatever my means from our ancestors that we have carried. One of the greatness of our master is like, he has not only given the meditation techniques, but he has taught us to introspect ourselves, to use these techniques part of our life, and emphasizing on the importance of changing our characters. We also want these techniques to reach all the family members with utmost importance for the women of the family. That's where he emphasized. Even once there were question and answers between the aspirants with along with our guru. One of the aspirants questioner was like, the aspirant was comparing two people, one person after having a different characters in his way of life, but after joining a satsang, practicing meditation, changes with moral character and leads a better life. The other person who has born with more moral values and adopts to a real value of life, but does not go to a satsang, or he doesn't follow a meditation or a yoga in his way of life, and may not even join one. The aspirant wants to know who was a better personality. That's where our Maharishi chooses the second person, giving the reason the characterization of the personality is important, and this person has got it even without adopting to a spiritual technique. So what does it emphasize? So the character, the moralizing your character is going to be the essentials, even though yes, meditation techniques are equally important, but at the end of the day, how you are going to utilize that. So we got the objective from where we need to step for this yogic life. When I initially thought of this topic, comparing artificial intelligence in robots with natural intelligence in humans, the intellect knowledge could be same to replica, which is an essential for consciousness. But one of the key differentiators between a robot and human is the sensory organs. Of course, in the next scope of science, if you think about the robots, the scientific community is researching to empower the robots with different sensories. As of now, whatever we are, what we understand is about the hearing, the ear, the speech. Okay, I mean to say, thoughts are the ones that has been invoked as artificially, but still even in some cases, the sensing are also happen. The next target is for the scientific community is to get a taste as one of the areas where the taste buds and the smell as one of the areas of the next level of researching to get into for these artificial intelligence. But of course, with the humans and coming back to the current basics, it's like the sensory organs is the major difference comparing when you are comparing with the robots and the humans. So with this objective and how we are all probably addicted towards these organs, let me share an example. Okay, I do not own a car. I do generally I'm trying to rent out here whenever there is a car in need. Yeah, coming from the background of um, being a means I've been driving car in India for last I've been driving from almost for 20 years, and it's going to be a in India it's a right hand drive, and now I'm in North America, and naturally this geography it has a left hand drive. Okay, since I do not have own a car, I don't drive it regularly, but on occasional basis when I rent it, because of those habits, even now, when I walk into, means open the driving door, I, even though I had driven couple of times previously or many a times, till my body moves to the right side of the car. You see, irrespective of all these consciousness and the practices, but still your body is moving towards the right side rather than. So it's so used to that, and it is your cells and body, irrespective of your mind and thought, it moves you on the the things that has been you used to. So it is beyond your control, and that's the importance that you need to realize, that how you have been addicted to these sensory organs. Okay, just to quote an example. Similarly, um, even though you may not be a hunger or you may not be in a mood of having food, you might be um, walking across um, a shop or a coffee. Okay, suddenly the aroma, the smell that comes out of that particular place, it's a coffee shop, and automatically your taste buds is pulling you up. Okay, and you walk all the way there. uh, the same thing when our master Maharishi, what he says, that that particular sense carries your entire body to that place. Okay, irrespective of whatever might be the thought, but that thought or the cell's sensation is carrying your body to that particular place. So that's how the force, or we have been addicted to our sensory organs. The same thing, if you see, like the music that you keep repeating. Sometimes you are addicted to a music and you keep repeatedly listening to the same thing and again. You are watching a favorite movie, and you like to keep your your favorite hero, and you keep repeatedly watching the same thing and again. So that's how the addiction of our sensory organs. This is where we need to really understand the factors, the attachments of the sensory organs. These continuous experience and habits influence your thoughts. And that's where our Maharishi explains these as a 10 stages of mind. When you have these experiences, okay, that transforms into the 10 stages of mind. That is the sensation, the need, zeal, it moves into an action, result, enjoyment, experience, research, realization, and conclusion. Just repeat, I want to repeat these 10 stages because these are the critical factors that is part of influencing your experiences. That's the sensation, need, zeal, action, result, enjoyment, experience, research, realization, and conclusion. With all these experiences, okay, we have the imprints in our genetic center, which generates thoughts based on situation. If these are your routines, it does not affect your temperament. But the critical point comes in when there is a change in circumstance. You've gone to a routine checkup to the doctor. The doctor says, okay, your sugar levels are at risky stage and cholesterols have increased. So he asks you to control the thoughts on the foods that affects these parameters. And this is where the real-time situation comes in. Now you are worried about sacrificing these foods, the habits. You are walking across the same snack shop. Your sensory organs are pulling you up. You are with your family who keep advising and reminding about the doctor's suggestion. Now you are disappointed, you are angry, and all your temperaments are going out. So in your own circumstances, you experience all these temperaments. And this is where our Maharishi gives these importance of these practices. And definitely, if we implement these in our life, it could easily drive you into the way of the yogic life. So the first step, like analysis of thought. And the next, the neutralization of anger, moralization of desires, eradication of worries, and who am I? Okay, who am I? It could be a part, definitely is part of your introspection, but the essentials of the practicing all the top four means the analysis of thought and the desire, the anger, the worries, which are immediately related to your temperaments, would be the point where you can start focusing on. Definitely, when you follow this, you can see a total change, like a paradigm view of your life. See, we would have generally through any other yoga or meditation practices, it's not only about the emphasizing on meditation. Here, our guru has given a clear worksheet or an activity that you can follow on your day-to-day activities. When he mentions about the list, if you can see here, the analysis of thought, okay, where he has given the reasons behind the thought, you think about that and you practice this thought. The same way, moralization of desire. See, again, I just want to pick this line about moralization of desire. He did not say that there should not be a desire at all. Definitely you should have a desire, but you need to moralize it. What you need and what you doesn't need, or what to pick or what not to pick. And that is where he has listed you with these examples. The person article, if you see there on the second column under the moralization of desire, it lists out the person, the article, and the pleasures which create desire in you. You make a list, and then you can decide with the other evaluations. Okay, what are the experiences like this? You can keep. Due to the limitation of time, I'm not going in detail, but these are the analysis that you can do in your day-to-day routines. And similarly, one of the important part is the neutralization of anger, where most of our energy exhausts at this level, and you are going to um, go down with this anger part. And that's where again the list, you have make a list, name of the person with whom I get angry, make a list. And here again, Maharishi, on a lighter note, he keeps repeating that with his vast experience of his spiritual training. He has traveled across different countries, and irrespective of whichever the country they are, any person with whom they give this exercise and they are trying to write the first name is the spouse. The first name is going to be the spouse of that particular person. The husband writes the wife name, or the wife writes the husband's name. Okay, that has been the master's experience, what he calls out. And again, one quick note that what I want to call out from the anger perspective is about it is when why we need to make this practice to really neutralize the anger and in your uh, in your imprint when you are going to be more anger without your consciousness. As I said, like previously when I was sharing that car example, your body moves without your own control. The same way when you are when you are out of your temperament, and definitely your thoughts are going to really make a curse on anyone with whom you are in anger, and it's going to affect their health. And again, this was one of the observation from our master, what he was referring, saying that most of our health issues or within our family health issues is this curse that comes naturally in your mind without your control. That is where uh, we might be wishing everything good for our family, but still we should not, our own thoughts should not affect our families. That's where it's going to, this practice is going to be helpful. And the same way, eradication of worries. Uh, Again, here, this is where the master says the worries should be totally eradicated. Okay, there is no means no any other second thought about or no any other practice. So straight away it has to be a complete eradication of worries. So with this as a thought, people may say, yeah, I know the exercise, I know meditation techniques, I understood about the introspection as well, I've taken even the Brahmagyanam course. Is that enough? Yes, understanding this concept is definitely key. Okay, that's going to be essential. But will that really suffice? As far as the spiritual intelligence is concerned, implementing the techniques part of life can only serve the purpose of learning these techniques. Today, you heard few suggestions, or you would have gone through some other lectures. You would have thought of few techniques. Go for a sleep with all these thoughts. Then the next day you wake up in the morning, your mind is refreshed. Now again you go back to your routine, and your body, your mind will be pushing your thought for that laziness and try to push to skip the new learnings. This is where the meditation plays a key role to retain your concentration and consistency in your thoughts. The various meditation, which is with our in our system, including Akna, Turiyam, and Turiyatitam, can reduce your mind frequency from 14 cycles to alpha up to delta, that is the zero state. Once you are in this zero, you have that connectivity to the universe. Once your thoughts align with the universe, you get to know that the nature's truth, and post those situations, you keep getting the response for all your questions and doubts. That's the benefit of practicing the meditation. And this naturally brings the patience and consistency in your thoughts. With all these experiences, you can consistently walk in the path of yogic life. Some of the people think that when you are in line of spirituality, the life the response and communication become more serious and strict? Definitely not. If you follow our Maharishi, you can understand his sense of humor and narrating consciousness subjects on more lighter sense. So definitely it's not going to be a serious subject. You can enjoy your journey and you can uh, really enjoy this process on a lighter side. Okay. I know I'm very close to the top of the hour. I'm just making a overall the objective of me quoting this example of robots and artificial intelligence is that when we adopt this yogic life, our sensory organs through the meditation techniques should become like the robots with minimal or less sensation and bring in the spiritual intelligence in our thoughts consistently during our actions and thoughts. You would have heard this when the masters gave you the initiation that to focus on Akna Arthurium in all your activities throughout the day. This is practically possible. Uh, if you start this today, within couple of months or so, you can see a big change in your actions and thoughts. If a robot is trained and programmed with these characteristics, it will not change. It's more throughout until the robot exists. This is going to lead this yogic life only. So that is how that consistency we should adopt, and we should adopt to our yogic life. Again, yogic way of living doesn't mean to make it as a belief system. Okay, don't take it as a belief system and enforcing on others. Our Guru Maharishi has walked the talk and implemented all these part of his life. Again, a popular belief is the philosophers or gurus or saints who have gained the spiritual knowledge alienating from the materialistic world. No, our Maharishi have gone through all these phases of life, from being a childhood of a poor family member, which he had difficulty to even feed a one-day meal, all the way he went on to become a businessman and leading industrialist with the luxury of owning imported cars in its lifetime. That is the experience of Vethathiri Maharishi, and from the master, he has shared this experience and the knowledge. Even when he started this organization, it was from basic structure without much fanfare or big funding. This is how he has grown this organically. Today, the organization is part of the United Nations as an NGO, which was its dream during setting it up in 1959. He started this when he was 50 years old. Imagine, aspirants. By the time he was 90, this organization has moved into many countries. If we follow his steps in implementing these introspection methods, part of our life, we can program ourselves like robots to superimpose our imprints and genetic centers with spiritual intelligence, good and moral thoughts. Thank you all for joining me today. Be blessed by the divine.
Thank you very much, Professor Sasikumar, for your nice speech on the topic artificial intelligence and spiritual intelligence. When
Thank you.
a robot
Thank you,
that is programmed by an engineer can work like a man, is it not right time for us human beings to elevate to higher level? Should not we grow up in our spiritual intelligence? As here comes our Sky Yoga. Sky Yoga is here to assist us, help us in raising in spiritual intelligence. You rightly said that we live with consciousness, no doubt about it, but it should be 24/7. You need to be awake, awakened, awakeful, alert always. And also, habits die hard. For that, you have quoted an example from your own self, that is how the sensory organs get addicted. That is, you said that in India we have right hand drive, whereas in Canada it is left hand drive. Yet in Canada, your body is moving towards the right side only. That is, and so this is to be when will it get changed? Only when you are awake, full conscious, 24/7, isn't it? Yes, that's a very good example you quoted, and these sensory organs, everything need to get controlled. And our Sky Yoga, designed by our master Vethathiri Maharishi, here does wonders in making us a great personality and helping us in elevating ourselves. Thank you very much, sir, for the nice speech. And question answers. It's question answer time now. Anybody having any questions can raise your hands. And Professor Alunalandam, Professor Balachandran. Professor Balachandran. Anyone else having questions?
Thank you, Sasikumar. It was a very nice presentation. Yes, spiritual intelligence has been given by divinity. If we can make use of it properly, we'll be using the artificial intelligence also very nicely. Today, the whole world is afraid of artificial intelligence because spiritual intelligence is not functioning properly with us. Divinity has given, but are we taking it in the right spirit? So it's a very thought-provoking thing. It is a very topical subject. The world is afraid of what's going to happen in future. And that is why Maharishi says that science has to have spirituality also inbuilt into it. It has to become one supporting the other and not one against the other. If this change happens, in fact, a world conference also we had on science and spirituality, where the West and the East was meeting, and artificial intelligence and spiritual intelligence should get together so that the world, not only human beings, all living beings will find it a very safe place. And that's been Maharishi's mission in life. So let's all work in that direction. And thanks for Sasikumar to take up a beautiful subject and presenting it very well. Thank you, sir. Anybody else, any questions, he'll be happy to answer.
I think they are all satisfied. Sir, shall we conclude? Professor Sasikumar.
Yeah, it's getting late.
Yes, sir. Yeah. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer. If not, definitely we can. Thank you. Thanks for your appreciation.
Okay.
I'd like to thank Professor Bala. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Bharti ma'am, for coordinating me. Thank you.
I once again thank Professor Sasikumar for your nice speech. Thank you, dear participants, for your participation. Thank you, Professor Balachandran, for your continued guidance, and also Professor Arulanandam. Dear friends, we will meet again next Saturday for a special speech on a different subject. Also, please do participate daily. We have meditation and followed by thought for the day. And also video is being played on simplified physical exercises and Kayakalpa yoga. And the timing is Indian Standard Time, 6 a.m. and 6:30 p.m. short. And also we have foundation courses twice a month. That is 1st and 16th of every month. Foundation course is getting started. Kindly do enroll for your friends and relatives so that let them also enjoy the bliss as we are. Thank you all. Thank you so much. Be blessed by the divine.